Hi everyone. Today in this video we'll see about EMI or easy monthly installments. So I've received some queries regarding what is EMI and what are some details of it and what are the benefits and when to take or not. So we'll have a brief on that. So to just give a brief on EMI and what is EMI. EMI is nothing but it's easy monthly installments. So what are these easy monthly installments? So if you wish to buy a product of rupees 100, then if you directly buy with rupees 100 which you have, then it is not EMI. But if you buy it in the sequence like I have listed here, if you buy it with 50 into 2 or 50 rupees if you give 2 times, or for 2 months if you give 50 rupees and then you own the product, then this EMI one type. And similarly 25 rupees for 4 months, then also it is an EMI. So similarly 10 rupees for 10 months, it is EMI. So this is the way, like you're not providing or paying the amount which you buy a product for. Instead the product can be anything. It might be a phone, computer, TV, or anything. It can be anything. So anything of a particular value, if you are trying to buy and you're not providing the whole amount or paying the whole amount to buy the product, but instead you're paying partial amount, then it is called EMI or easy monthly installments. So with this EMI, the benefit you are getting is you're owning the product and you're not paying the whole amount at the single amount of time. Single point of time. You are paying it in installments, month after the month when you receive your paycheck regularly. So the burden on the customer or us reduces, while it increases burden on the vendor who sells the product. So why do they actually do that? That I'll explain you now. So if you see, there are 3 important points to remember in installments. One is installment amount, the amount which you have to pay. For example, in the previous slide we have discussed 50 into 2, or 50 rupees will be the installment amount to pay the whole sum 100 rupees. And the other thing is tenure, how many months. So 50 into 2, it will be for 2 months, or 2 is the tenure, and the number of months which we standard follow is 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 24 months will be 2 years, 12 months will be 1 year, 36 months will be 3 years. So this is the EMI tenure. And the most important point we have to remember is rate of interest. See, as I have already told you, if the customer is paying or buying a product in EMI, it is an advantage to him. But why will a producer or the vendor will give something with the advantage of a consumer, like generally to make the product sell, but still there is a risk for the vendor, that if a consumer takes a product or buys a product of rupees 1 lakh with an installment tenure of you said 12 months, he just have to pay around 8,000 change, 8,200, 8,250 like that for every month. So if for the first month he pays 8,250, then then he absconds or runs away with the product, then there will be a risk for the vendor as well. So that's why the vendor doesn't handle this EMI transaction with him only. He'll take the help of banks. Banks will provide EMI to their best customers based on a credit card. Generally you don't have EMIs on debit card, they are available on credit card, and credit card is provided only to standard customers, the customers who are having good CIBIL score, what they call credit rating, the payback capacity or payback integrity, you can call all those things. So based on the interest. So so this video is not about all those things. So to come back to EMI, the important things are installment amount which you have to pay, and the EMI tenure, for how many months you have to pay, and the rate of interest. What is the interest? For example, if you have seen in the previous slide, we are paying 50 into 2 and we are paying 100 rupees and we are getting the product. But in the real scenario, it will not be like that. Generally, EMIs will come with rate of interest. That is, if you have to pay in installments as per the number of tenure, the rate of interest differs. So if you are paying back the loan amount or the actual product amount 100 rupees in a span of 2 months, then the interest amount will be, for example, these are not the real world figures, but generally I'm telling it might be 5%. But if you are paying it in 1 year, then it might be 10%. So based on the EMI tenure, the amount of interest increases. So this is the way the banks will gain profit, or banks have to pay in advance the amount to the vendor and they'll collect the interest from you and they'll get profit from this. So through this EMI, as a consumer, you will get benefited, and as a bank, as they are receiving extra interest on their capital, they are getting benefited, and the product is getting sold, vendor is getting benefited. So this is a way in which all the people are winning, but you have to be cautious. So that points we'll discuss now. So is EMI necessary? Yes, but for needs, but not for luxuries. See, whenever you're buying a product, it might be your need or it might be your luxury. You have to have a strong distinction between what is a need and what is a luxury. It is better to avoid luxuries for like through EMIs, and for needs also you shouldn't go for EMI always, but some scenarios you can't avoid it. For example, I'll narrate a scenario which happened with me. Recently, I have bought a fridge. Not recently, it's been around 6 to 8 months. Why did I buy a fridge is, we had an old refrigerator which was almost 10 to 15 years old. Because of that, there were some complications in the machinery which were not getting repaired properly, due to which we were getting a lot of electricity bill, a huge amount of electricity bill. Though our electricity usage was less, but the power consumption was becoming more because of the fridge machinery. So what happened was, we were getting around 1500 to 2000 electricity bill every month due to that fridge, and the new refrigerator was costing around 28k. So 28,000. So we have returned our old fridge for around 1500 replacement price, and we have bought the new fridge. And we have gone for an EMI, and the EMI was a no-cost EMI. The no-cost EMI is an EMI in which you have 0% interest. About this we'll discuss in another other video, but I'm telling about the need of the EMI now. So though it is a no-cost EMI, it is not always necessary, because it is providing a risk to you. You might be able to repay or you might not be able to repay. So coming back to my example, so as my EMI amount was around 2500 for 9 months. So 2500 into 9 will approximately, not 9 months, 9 months or 10 months. We have taken some insurance to the fridge as well. So overall for 12 months it was around 2500. So 2500 into 12 months will be almost 25,000, and it will be 30,000. Okay. So 30,000 we have to pay in EMI. I had the cash in my hand, but I went for EMI because it gives me some breathing space. Why did I go? The main issue was the old refrigerator was, though working fine, it was causing a lot of electricity consumption. So after replacing the fridge, the electricity bill came down from 1500 to around 700 to 800. So we saved around 700 rupees there itself. And in the EMI we are paying around 2500. So 2500 minus 700 electricity savings will be around 1800. So we are just paying 1800. So in my case, it is a need. I just gave you an example of what is the difference between need and luxury. So the refrigerator in my scenario is a need and not a luxury. So I suggest, if the need is very desperate, then only you go for EMI, and if you are if you can pay it back, that point we'll discuss in the next. So first point you have to cross check whether a EMI is necessary or not is whether your requirement is a luxury or need. If it is a luxury, then good thing is save money and buy it at a full cost instead of going for EMI, because luxuries, right, the moment you buy them you can't resell them at the same price if you have any need. But needs, right, you cannot can't avoid them at any cost, so you definitely have to go for them. So needs are okay with EMIs, but there are some more points you have to remember that we'll discuss next. But luxuries, say a big no for luxuries through EMI. So this is my suggestion with EMI buying. So next point is EMI easy? So it depends on tenure and installment amount. What is your purchase or paying capacity? So in my example, I've told you I have to pay around 2500 for 12 months. So I have to check after my income and expenses. So if my incomes are X amount and my expenses are Y amount, X minus Y, is it giving me an extra 2500 for the EMI? So I have told you one more point is X minus Y was not equal to 2500 for me. So what I did was it equal to X minus Y equal to 1800, because 700 was getting saved, 700 to 1000 rupees was getting saved through the electricity power saving, or power consumption was getting saved through 700 to 1000 rupees. So I was able to repay around 2000 rupees. So 2000 to 2500 if I manage, I was able to pay the installment amount. That only I have to do for 12 months. After 12 months, I don't have to pay. The fridge will be my own. So you have to calculate whether your income statement, that is income minus expenses, is it covering the new expense, that is the new EMI, is it covering or not? If it is covering, can it cover until EMI tenure? So you have to forecast whether any new expenses might come up in the near future. For example, some expenses which will not occur every month are insurance. If you have any health insurance or life insurance or anything, they don't come up every month, they come up once in a year. So when they come up once in a year, are you planning for that month properly or not? So you have to check 2 points. One is your income statement supports the extra EMI or not, you have to check. And for the coming tenure, let it be 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, for this EMI tenure, can you balance your income statement with the extra EMI or not? If the EMI passes, the first test is whether it is luxury or need. If it is a luxury, then don't go for that EMI. If it is a need, then check whether the need is falling in the lines of your tenure and installment amount, whether the installment amount supports your income statement and the tenure, you can balance it or not. So if you use these 3 tests, then you can check whether an EMI is necessary or not. So hope I was able to explain you whether you can decide whether the EMI is necessary or not. What happens if you don't analyze this properly before EMI is, it causes unnecessary tension because EMIs, right, they run on automatic deductions or automatic credit, automatic debit from your bank account. If you fail to put money on time, then you'll be charged extra ACH return charges. That will be a fine on your fine and burden on your monthly statement. So I advise better have 1 to 2 months or 1 to 3 months of EMI amount as backup and go for EMI. Even if all the things are available, just for safety, have at least 1 to 3 months. If you 1 month is also, it will be a good backup. See, for example, if you don't get money on time, at least you will be having some backup amount for paying your EMI amount. So make sure that your EMI falls under need and it is affordable to you through tenure and installment amount, and have at least 1 month EMI as backup, and then go for buying. Otherwise, just wait for a proper movement, because I wanted to buy fridge from almost 2 years, but I bought it around 8 months back only, because I had to pay off some of the other things which I had commitment with. After they have ended, I got some room for buying new refrigerator. Once this new refrigerator is completed, then I can go for buying a new product, because I already have that room. I can go for buying a new LED TV, smart TV through EMI or no cost EMI. See, no cost EMI also, as I've said, if it passes these categories, then you go for that, because no cost EMI doesn't add any extra burden. But if you go for costed EMI, like the EMI which you have interest, then that will add more burden to your wallet. For example, 100 rupees item will cost for 13% interest, and for a tenure of 12 months, it will cost you 113 rupees. and in a span of 1 year. So you have to pay extra 13 rupees. So make sure you can get a no cost EMI option for your product. Just do some research, like through Bajaj FinServ card, or nowadays through credit cards also, or some products they are giving in no cost EMI. And then you make sure that the product falls in your need, and then it fits in with your income statement and your income statement properly, so that you can balance it. So hope this information about whether an EMI is necessary or not was helpful. If you have any further queries on how to take an EMI or how to manage an EMI, just let me know. I'll try to help you with the information I have. Thanks a lot for watching this video. If you do like the information I have shared through this video, then do like this video and share this video with your friends, because they might be looking for some information on whether they can go for the EMI or whether they have to wait. This video will be helpful to them. And do subscribe to this channel for more similar content on technology and money management, because my motto is to help myself and others in using technology and money instead of being used by them. Okay, hope this video was useful to you. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day. Bye. You say you wanna try, but